May you live long and die from a bullet. A blessing said over newborn children in Albania. Albanians from the north regard death from illness or old age as something shameful. These proud Highlanders spend their lives gathering a capital of honour for a posthumous monument. A man without honour is as good as dead. Paragraph 600. Honour, once lost, cannot be bought, except for blood, or regained except by means of a magnanimous forgiveness arranged by arbiters. Paragraph 598.
The canon is to Albanians more important than even the Bible.
È una scrittura di leggi esaustiva.
The canon is a comprehensive chronicle of laws that governs everything from land cultivation to the honour of women, from managing livestock to how men should dress, always armed with a gun.
E infine tocca anche il discorso dell'onore della donna.
Called Leke Dugajin's Canon, there is a place not far from here, not far from Ibal, where, so local Albanians claim, Lek Dugajin wrote the canon.
Lek
Dugajin was Skanderberg's secretary, a national hero, who lived and fought the Turks here in Albania around about 500 years ago. The canon was born in the times of wars and Turkish persecution. Christians did not have a court, a government, or a state which could pronounce sentences for them. In fact, the canon was a form of resistance against the Turkish invasion and the Ottoman laws. Albanians always relied on their own laws and their own rules. However, when you read the canon and you see how much of it, perhaps even 30%, comes from the Quran rather than from the Bible, it becomes difficult to argue that an enemy of the Turks or of Islam wrote it.
La cosa più evidente.
The most patent manifestation relates to vendettas, regarded as obligatory.
Qui la vendetta è obbligatoria. Perché?
A vendetta is compulsory here. The repercussion for a family that does not pursue it is a complete loss of the family's dignity and self-respect. Nowhere is there any mention of it being compulsory. But if you do not seek revenge in a set time, your family will lose its honour and all the rights and privileges that it possesses within the clan. Revenge is a moral duty. The killing of a family member, or even offending a family or a guest, can at times be enough and leave no other choice but for those offended to seek the death penalty. Clearly, the application of such a penalty in turn provokes a chain reaction of revenge that can run for a couple or even a dozen or more generations. One can argue that after the regime collapsed, the canon's influence greatly increased, precisely due to blood feuds. When the regime first took over, it banned all activities associated with the canon. That in turn meant that families had an excuse to forget any plans of revenge. However, with the regime's collapse, old animosities once again flared up. With no government or authority able to maintain law and order in these matters, people once again began to seek revenge.
La gente si è rivendicato ancora.
The canon is Albania's unwritten law, a traditionalistic law. Albania has its official civil laws, but in practice, few Albanians actually respect them or have any regard for them. In fact, it is not honourable to have anyone stand before a civil court. Why? Because at least, according to Albanians here, inhabitants of Albania's mountainous northern region, this book contains all the laws that they could ever need to resolve all the conflicts and problems that life might throw at them. Access to arms in the Balkans is easy. A man without arms ceases to be a man. Thus, following a slip of the tongue with my neighbour, I pull out my gun. Famously, in 1997, a member of parliament shot a fellow member on the steps of the parliament building. Asked why he had done it, he answered, "He insulted me to a degree where only blood could remove the indignity I suffered. How could I otherwise look my voters in the eye?" Yes, revenge continues to be realised. It is no pleasure, immediately following an incident, to see families invoke the canon. In the name of the canon, you owe me so-and-so. We have to avenge your blood. Thank God, the second member of parliament survived. He forgave his attacker. As soon as there is forgiveness, there is no case to answer. There ceases to be a victim. However, facts are facts, and it becomes a hard nut to crack for the local police and prosecution service to bring criminals to justice. On many occasions, even the most serious offences cease to be crimes, as there is no victim. In many instances, offences are not officially investigated. What we have here is, alas, an instance where laws born of customs intermingle with statutory laws. We must learn to understand the canon. If we do not understand it well, we might think it is dangerous, and we might deform its sense. What is happening today, things such as vendetta, murder, moral decline, and many others, they have nothing to do with the canon, but with trampling on all values and respecting neither the canon nor any other laws. Canon laws were very strict and rigidly applied. Very precise conditions had to be met for a revenge to be sanctioned. It seems that recently, vendettas are being sought in circumstances that do not meet these conditions.